Welcome to Hape Motivation. This podcast is a space created for reflection and growth, real conversations about life, purposes, and becoming better without losing yourself along the way. I'm your host, Dray, and together we'll explore what it means to slow down, check in, and grow with intention. So wherever you are, take a breath and welcome to Hape Motivation.
All right, welcome back to the Hape Motivation Podcast. So today's episode is personal. I'm sitting down with my brother Trell. We grew up in the same house, same environment, same experiences, and we both made a decision that what we went through would not be what we pass on. Growing up, we did not always have steady, consistent presence from the adults around us. There were moments they showed up. There was long stretches they did not. And that kind of inconsistency can affect a child. It leaves questions, it leaves confusion. Sometimes it forces you to grow up faster than you should. But today, we're choosing to break generational curses. So, Trell, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on? I appreciate you having me, man. This really means a lot.
All right, and before we go deep, tell the people who you are.
My name is Trell. I'm a husband, father of 3. Just trying to grow every day and do better than I did yesterday for my kids, for my family.
And how are the kids? How's fatherhood right now?
Man, fatherhood, it's busy. But it's a blessing. It teaches me patience real fast. 3 kids ripping and running from soccer, t-ball, and trying to work. And then trying to be a husband as well. So it's a lot going on, but everything is good though.
You still didn't tell me how my niece and nephew were doing.
Well, they doing good. They busy. They doing good though. They running around doing what they do.
All right, so what has fatherhood forced you to grow in the most?
Fatherhood has forced me to grow in patience and self-control. My kids are watching not just what I say, but also how I react to certain things. And if I don't grow, they're going to feel it. So I just like to make sure that I'm being patient and I'm having self-control and that I can teach my kids how to have patience and be able to control their emotions and have self-control.
Yeah, so let me ask you something honest. So growing up without steady presence from the people raising us, do you think some of those experiences shaped us in ways we didn't fully understand at the time? Like even though we both turned out successful, we're both doing well, did it leave an impact?
Yeah, I think it did. Even if we did turn out successful, it still leaves something behind. You learn to depend on yourself early. That can be a strength, but it also can make it hard to open up later. But just because we turned out strong, it don't mean it doesn't leave a mark though.
All right, and so let me ask you this question. Do you think some of the pressure we put on ourselves now comes from trying to be what we didn't see?
Yeah, I think sometimes we push ourselves hard um, because we don't want our kids to feel the way that we felt. So like sitting at the house thinking Pop was gonna come get us. He didn't say he'd come to get us and never showed up with our bag packed and everything. So like all them times right there really did something to me. So I just make sure now like my kids would never have to worry about that. So yeah, I mean, we just try to make sure that they don't feel what I felt growing up.
All right, and at one point, because you talked about Pops and the way we used to have to wait. Sometimes he came, sometimes he didn't. But at one point, he got visitation rights. And I think I was around 12, 13. Um, Although it was a turning point for me in my life, but I'm not gonna go into detail there. Let's say that for another episode. But um, even though the option existed, you never really went. Why was that?
It just didn't feel natural to me. You can't force a connection. It been plenty of times where we would go and wake up that Saturday morning and I'm the only one there till 11 and 12 o'clock. You had went out to college and everything. And I don't know, you just couldn't force that connection. Like, I don't know. As a kid, you move toward what feels safe. And to me, just going up there, I mean, I don't say that I didn't feel safe, but it just wasn't it for me. It wasn't rebellion. It was just where I was comfortable at. I wasn't comfortable there. Um, because it was just every other weekend that you would come get me, didn't really talk through the week or anything. Really didn't have that connection. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it just wasn't comfortable for me.
So 2 kids, same house, different reaction. That says something. Because there were seasons where I felt confused, seasons where I felt angry. There was questions I never got answers to. But I could sit here and blame people, but growth taught me something, that you could be honest about what hurts you without carrying bitterness. Because breaking a generational curse also means breaking resentment. Because if you stay bitter, you lead from bitterness. Honesty is not disrespect. Silence is not healing. We could tell the truth without tearing people down. So when you hear the phrase breaking generational curses, what does that really mean to you?
Oh man, breaking generational curses means to me is choosing different. It means making sure what hurt you does not hurt your kids. It's not about proving something to the past. Um, but breaking the generational curses to me is making sure that like whatever I've dealt with or felt growing up as a kid, that it don't get passed down to my kids. So I'm really just protecting the future, and my kids are my future.
And doing all of that, what did you have to unlearn?
Oh man, I had to unlearn a lot. I had to unlearn shutting down. I had to unlearn thinking that being quiet was a strength. If I didn't grow, my kid would feel the parts of me that never healed. And it's still today. I'm still unlearning things. It ain't something just you get over day or get over overnight. It takes time, and speaking up, talking about it is when the healing comes. So growth wasn't optional; it basically was necessary.
And knowing all that, have you ever caught yourself reacting in a way that felt familiar, like something we saw growing up?
Man, yeah, plenty of times, even still now today. But I had to catch it. There were moments I catch myself about to respond in the way I saw growing up. Um, but that's when growth kicks in because I catch it. That's where the pause do matter. Um, and then also just being in management and leadership, taking all the different classes and different things, it really has helped me with the way I respond to certain things.
And that pause you spoke on, that changes generations. Because we did not let hard seasons make us hard men. We did not let absence make us stop caring. We didn't let confusion turn into chaos. We chose growth. Did you ever think we would, I don't know, turn out to be these men that we are today?
Yes and no. Um, I knew we were going to be successful because we were hard workers from the joint. Um, we both hit leadership around about the same age. You might have been 18, 19 when you hit it. I probably 18, 19 as well. So I knew we were going to be successful, but I mean, I really didn't know where we were going to be, but I knew we were going to be somewhere working hard.
Yeah, I definitely, I didn't have any idea. So what's one thing you're still working on as a father?
Right now, as a father, I'm still working on patience. Um, I'm still learning to slow down and don't just always be on the go, even though it's hard because with 3 kids, with the wife, um, and 2 kids playing sports and trying to work with everything else, it is hard to slow down. So doing all this is really um, learning me and teaching me patience.
And when your kids are grown, which will be like tomorrow, the way time is flying, um, what do you hope they say about you?
Man, I hope my kid just say I was the best dad they ever had. Um, that I was a go-getter, that I was a hard worker, and that I tried to make sure they had everything that they needed or wanted um, when they were growing up. And I want them also to be able to say I was present, I was there. I was someone that was just in the background. I was there for everything. Don't miss a doctor appointment. Don't miss a practice, a game. Whatever it is, I find a way. I find time and I make sure I'm there. Even if it is putting myself on the back burner time after time, I'm gonna be there.
And yeah, so I don't have kids yet, but I do have my nieces and nephews that are watching, and I don't know. I take that role as uncle very serious. I hope they grow up knowing I showed up for them. And one day, if I have some little ones, I want them to know I did the work before they even got here. Because breaking generational curses doesn't start when you become a parent. It starts when you decide to grow. Legacy is not just about what you pass on to your children. It's about what you model for people already in your life. So before we wrap up, you got any questions for me?
Yes, sir. Um, what ways can someone without children still break generational curses?
I just answered that. No, I feel like I just did though. But breaking like I said, breaking generational curses is not about parenting. It's about how you live your life. You break cycles by healing yourself, growing emotionally, and choosing different. Kind of like what you said, choosing different. For me, I try to show up for my nieces and my nephews because you can break generational cycles through how you treat people, how you handle conflict, how you grow as a person. So I don't know. I've kind of made that a priority for me, even without having kids yet. So
All right, let me ask you something else. How do you think we have helped each other grow?
uh honestly, I think we helped each other grow just by surviving the same environment we were in. We saw the same things, we felt the same confusion, but we handled it differently. And then watching you become a father and seeing how intentional you are with your kids, knowing that that's different from what we've seen, I don't know, it pushed me to grow in my own way as well. Like, so I think seeing me also, my focus on like growth and also trying to help other people grow, probably pushed you to. So, but we may not talked about it all the time growing up, but we were there for each other. And so we pushed each other. And sometimes growth happens silently, but it still shapes who you become. So I don't know. I think we were there in so many different ways that we probably didn't even speak about or talk about. One, because we didn't grow up, being open about things, but it's like what was understood didn't have to be explained. So
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, we might not have realized it at the time, but we were pushing each other forward, just trying to do better. But I do got another question for you. What daily habits help you stay intentional about growth?
man, it's been quite a few things. Like for me, for one, it starts with reflection. Like take a time to pause and think about where I am in life, where I want to go. Reading, learning, listening to people who challenge my thinking. So I'm always like watching some motivational videos or something on Instagram. And honestly, just being honest with myself, like taking accountability when when I do wrong or when I miss some goal or something I set for myself, like just being honest with myself. So,
Okay, gotcha.
any other questions?
Nah, that's all. I ain't got nothing else. That's it.
So yeah, so to wrap it up, so we didn't have perfect examples, but we had lessons. We turned those lessons into leadership. Generational curses do not break by accident. They break when someone decides.
And it ends right here with me.
And for us, it ends here. So thank you for tuning in to the Happy Motivation Podcast. See you in the next episode.
Right.